Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Will and welcome to Copper Jacket TV. So it wasn't that long ago that we were all hopeful we were going to finally see multiple items removed and deregulated from the NFA. As part of the One Big Beautiful Bill, we had the HPA and the Short Act, and we all went to work. We sent letters, we made phone calls, we pushed for weeks on end to make sure that that legislation would make it all the way through in its entirety. However, when it got to the Senate, the Republicans ended up capitulating to the Senate parliamentarian, and what we ended up with after everything was once again just crumbs. A simple removal of the tax stamp fee. Now, there's a lot of us who said that that could lead to some serious problems down the road, and that's because even though you got rid of the tax, you still have all of the other regulations. You still have to go through your background check, registration, you still have the registry, fingerprinting, and everything else. And all it takes is one change in Congress, one change in the Oval Office to put everything back in place as it pertains to that tax and possibly make it even worse. Well, it turns out that we don't even have to wait until there's a change in the makeup of Congress. It looks like the Democrats are already pushing forward with that new change, and you guys will not believe the number that they're throwing out. So let's get to it. Now, real quick before we get started, this video is proudly sponsored by Jager Mount, which is a next generation, durable, modular, made in the USA mounting solution for your gear and tools. Now, unlike flimsy pegboards that have hooks and loops and nothing really fits quite right, Jager Mount is a modular solution that will hold your tools secure. You can either slide things in or pop things on. They even mount to existing pegboards to give them that extra rigidity and extra modularity. You can stack them up, you can build them up wide, put your Jager Mount panels however you see fit. Now, I chose to put some tools of the trade on my Jager Mount, including that hammer and that very heavy blue sight pusher, which probably weighs close to 10 pounds. But you can put whatever you want: screwdrivers, sockets, socket wrenches, pliers, just about anything will go on this mount. They even have these buckets right here where you can put your small parts and pieces, nuts, bolts, things like that. So check out the link down below to Jager Mount and support a US company. These guys are doing really good work over there. Thank you to Jager Mount for sponsoring this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So obviously not many people from either side were happy with the outcome of the HPA and the Short Act. The left was unhappy because, well, the tax got removed, and we were unhappy because, well, only the tax got removed, and we were looking for full, complete deregulation and removal from the NFA. And once again, we just got peanuts and crumbs. Well, I'm sure you guys have heard of the Big Beautiful lawsuit, which is out there. That's great. That is seeking to overturn the NFA altogether based on the fact that it's no longer supported by that tax. I hope that succeeds. I hope they end up getting exactly what they are looking for and that we can just remove it altogether. That'd be fantastic. However, in the meantime, it looks like Senator Chris Murphey is trying to reintroduce the tax once again, except this time he wants to do it adjusted for inflation. Okay, so here it is right here. This is H.R. 3944 by Senator Chris Murphey. It's the Military Construction, Veterans Affairs, and Related Agencies Appropriations Act of 2026. Now, keep in mind, this is not going to go through. There's just no chance in hell that this is actually going to make it the whole way and be signed by the president. It's just not a reality. However, this is a glimpse inside what they are going to do if they end up winning the midterms or they end up taking the Oval Office next election. Almost guaranteed that this is going to get reintroduced at that time if there's no major changes before that. So all we have to do is to see exactly what they changed it to is scroll down and look here under Act where it says A, rate. There shall be levied, collected, and paid on transfers a tax at the rate of $4,709 for each transferred, plus the making tax, right? They have the making tax as well, $4,709. And then in paragraph 2, by striking 0 and inserting 55. So as you can see, there's a few different numbers there, but as high adjusted for inflation as $4,709. Now, like I said, while this doesn't have a chance of going through right now, this is a glimpse into the future. What this is the coach standing at the sideline, holding up a paper over his face while he talks to somebody in the booth, but there is a mouth reader sitting over here at the side that can tell exactly what they're saying, and they know what the next play is going to be so that they can set up for it. This is an inside look of what will happen if things end up changing. And so it's best to kind of pay attention to what they're telling you out loud. They're not hiding it. They want that number to go from 0 up to 4,700 plus, depending on when this actually goes through. Who knows if they adjust it for inflation in 2 years or in a year after everything happens. So we need to make sure that we get on top of this and we do something about it. At minimum, make as many people aware of this as possible so that we can identify it when it happens again. But I wanted to let you guys know about that. They're not waiting. They're putting this stuff through now, and they're telling us exactly what they're going to do. Just removing that tax to 0 was stupid. That was dumb because it just left the door open for future appropriations, future bills to change it right back. And so while I'm hoping again that that big lawsuit actually does something or achieves its final goal, we need to pay attention to what's happening now. So I wanted to let you know about that. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.